All right. Good evening, everyone. We'll get started with questions for Coach. We'll start with Amna Subban with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Coach. Tonight sort of seemed like one of many falling short of comebacks. But what did you guys learn from each of those ones that you weren't able to come back? Then maybe you can do that next time around.
No, I mean, I think we're just learning how to compete, those are things that you can't really learn without the experience of going through it. How hard it is to win, at this level and in this league, how important, every possession is, how important it is to start the game the right way, to finish quarters the right way, to have an attention to detail at the end of a shot clock. We're learning all of those things, like it's all happening in progress. And, our record says one thing, but, we're proud of what this team is becoming. There are moments out there tonight where, we have a group of players on the floor that have never been in these situations before in their professional career. And so they're learning how to play in these kind of games and how to compete and what it takes when you're playing against great players and great teams, how all of the little things add up, in terms of whether or not you're able to win or come up short in the game. So those are the things that we're carrying forward. Whether we win or lose the games, you always have to move on to the next one. You don't get to carry the win forward, or the loss doesn't get carried forward to the next game. So we're not really defining ourselves by that at this time. We're really trying to, continue to grow into who we are. And at the same time, we're not accepting, the fact that we lost another game. Like it's just temporary though. Like this is not our final destination. So we still feel good about where we're going.
Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Coach. This seems like it was Arella's best performance of the season. She was really getting into Sue on the defensive end and looked more composed than usual on offense. What do you think enabled her to be more successful today? And what have you seen from her, coming up to this point?
She's, again, one of those players like that I just mentioned. That, she's just learning, how to play in this league. Excuse me, I said that. All right, I'm sorry, it was really, really loud. She's learning, what it's like to be a professional, and really proud of her efforts. She's continuing to work hard, coming in early, staying late, just trying to get better every day. That's how you get better. You just have to put the work in and trust that the process you're going through, the journey that's unfolding is, it'll put you where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there. And, she deserves the credit for staying ready. And, hopefully she can build on this. She is tough, coming into the season, not getting to have a training camp, not getting to really, have the minutes throughout the season to start trying to find her footing. But, she's fighting through it. And again, she just deserves the credit for keeping herself ready. And, we're proud of her efforts tonight.
Sean Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach. With Erica tonight, when she sort of has it going like that, on the offensive end, is there maybe a look or something that you can tell that, when she's kind of getting in attack mode?
No, I mean, I think she's always in attack mode. To be honest, I think it's more about when it's the right time for her to look to trust her shot. because she does shoot the ball well when she trusted and relaxed and shoots the ball with confidence at the right time. And I thought tonight, she didn't force a lot of action, even though she was being aggressive and still attacking. And, I thought that's what allowed her to really shoot the ball at a high percentage. She took the right ones. She passed up on a few, but, sometimes that happens when you're trying to manage a game. So, I thought overall she kept her composure tonight and kept her emotions, in a really balanced place. And I thought that showed in the balance of her performance.
Chris Camello with Nightcast here.
Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time, as always. Appreciate it. And now I just wanted to ask you, how do you keep the players motivated, knowing like it kind of seems like these last 3 games in particular, it's been a similar sort of game where you guys fall behind, you guys make a fantastic comeback, take the lead, or at least keep yourselves within striking distance and then fall short. How do you keep the team and their spirits up and keep that optimism going when it's almost like, I don't want to say deja vu, but similar type losses?
No, I just think that our players are doing the best job that they can under the circumstances to remain, fully present in the moment. And, again, they deserve the credit for, I think through this adversity, our team is starting to understand and learn that they're really playing these games for one another. It's not about, any one individual. And I think that's what is really allowing the team to continue to fight and show a level of, mental and physical toughness and grit that, you have to show to be successful at this level. And so I think that's really what's, keeping the group together, motivated, because they're growing in their responsibility, ownership, and accountability to each other. Nobody in that locker room wants to let her teammate down. So she's not giving in to the adversity, giving in to the slow start or whatever's happening. Like, I think we're doing a good job moving on to the next play. And those are things that are going to bode well for us and we can carry forward as we continue to move through the season.
Time for one more with Coach. We'll go to David Yakowicz with the next.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to follow up really quickly on Arella. We knew coming out of college, that she was a really good scorer. As you guys continue to search for, some consistent offensive production, based on kind of what we saw tonight, do you think that moving forward that, that could possibly be an option there, maybe her a little bit more into the rotation, or is it kind of just like a matchups thing, depending on, what you see out there that kind of determines, how much she's going to play?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of things, night to night. I think, all of our players are options. I mean, we're rocking with 9 right now. So everybody's an option, to be honest. I think tonight, the reason why, Rella's performance stood out is not really because she scored 2 baskets. At halftime, she had played 10 minutes and she was 0 for 1 from the field. But it was her toughness, her defense, her activity, the way she was communicating with her teammates on the defensive end. She didn't force, offensive plays trying to prove that she can score. She just allowed the game to come to her. And that's why she played 10 minutes. And then in the second half, it kind of came together the same way. She was able to knock down a couple shots, but I thought it was just because her heart was pure and she's going out there to play for her teammates tonight. And that's something that all of us are, continuing to learn, young players, veteran players, et cetera. Like, it's a constant battle trying to stuff down the ego and the self-centeredness that as humans, we just naturally have. But that's what's great about team sports. And I think Arella's continuing to learn a lot of those lessons. And, she did a lot of really good things tonight. But pros, find a way to do it tonight. And then the next time you get a chance, you have to show a lot of those same things regardless of whether you're making shots. So she's improving. Again, she deserves a lot of credit for just continuing to grind when things haven't been going, her way for some time now. And so it wasn't easy to do what she did tonight, and she deserves credit.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right, questions for Erica Wheeler. We'll start with Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Erica. I wanted to ask about Arella. It seemed like this was the first time that she's really been the most comfortable out on the court. And I was curious what you've seen from her that has allowed her to get to this point, and why do you think she was able to be so successful today despite the loss?
I think her getting in the gym more, just understanding what Fish is trying to do, understanding what we're trying to do. So I think she just got an opportunity today, and she played well. Crazy thing is, Fish told her at halftime, that's the best 10 minutes you had, since you started. So for her, I think that gave her more confidence going into the second half as well. So definitely proud of her.
Chris Camello with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Erica. Great game tonight. I talked to Fish, and one of the things I want to know from a player perspective is, how do you keep your optimism after losing 3 straight games almost in similar fashion? Like, how do you keep the optimism and just not getting discouraged in those types of losses?
I mean, in life we go through a lot of challenges, and if one person know that, I know that. And it gets tougher before it gets easier. So right now it's super tough for us. So when we get our breakthrough, we gonna feel it, we gonna know it, So I just think as the days and the games get closer and closer, it's getting tough. So that means a breakthrough gonna come at some point. So for me, I just embrace it. I don't shy away from anything that's tough. So for me, as a leader on the team, I just try to come out and bring the energy and lead my team the best way I can.
Amna Subban with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Erica, you've had a couple of clutch performances this season. When you see Brianna Stewart just go off like that at the end, is what can be done to stop her, or is it just sort of tip your cap to her?
Brianna Stewart can't be stopped. A player like that you contain. She's going to go down as one of the best players in the world because she can play the 1 through the 5. So she's not a player that you just stop. You just got to contain her because she's going to get her shots. She's going to make some tough shots because that's who she is. So, of course, she came clutch tonight, but that's expected. We knew the ball was going to go in her hand. We just have to do a better job on the defense side.
John W. Davis with Winsider.
As you've had a few minutes to decompress after this game, what are you identifying as some of those key attributes that will become that breakthrough that you're talking about?
John, you got to understand, man, we are in games and literally maybe down 10 or maybe down 5 with 3 of our key players that's out. We got Shanae's out, Nick is out, and KT, and we still giving teams hell. So for me, it's more so when my players get back and my teammates get back, it's going to be a different ball game. However, the players that are on the court right now are holding it on, but teams are still struggling when we don't got 3 of our key players, and we still the number 1 defensive team in the league, and people are having problems. And 2 of them, the best defenders that we got on the team, are not playing. So for us, it's just more so just embracing the journey. It's going to come, and when they do come, we're going to get rolling.
Well said. Well said. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Erica.
How you doing, man?
Doing all right. When you've had a couple, really big nights against this Seattle team, what were some of the things that you saw out there that you were able to exploit Sunday, and then following that up tonight as well?
Every team know that I like to attack the paint, and I can pretty much beat anybody up the dribble. It's just more so me focusing on finishing. So for me, I was just trying to get my teammates involved, draw 2, because every time I drive the ball, a crowd always comes. So just me making reads and making the right decisions, and even looking for myself as well. So I mean that's the adjustment. Seattle is Seattle. They're not gonna change. They're gonna be consistent. They're gonna do what they do. You know what I mean? So it's really just about us executing the offense and containing them on defense.
Thanks, Erica.
That's it.
Yeah.
I
All right. Next up will be Arella Gigantes. All right, questions for Arella Gigantes. We'll start with John W. Davis with Winsider.
Rella, how does it feel to know that the extra work that you've been putting in, even on off days, is, working out right now?
No, it's a good assurance that I'm heading in the right direction and where I want to be. Because it's really easy to just settle and just give up really when things are not going your way, even though you're putting the work behind it and you have the ability to do what you believe in this league. And it's just good to have them small reassurances that all right, you're moving in the right direction.
And speaking of reassurances, what did it mean to you when at halftime people were telling you those are the best minutes you've played as a Spark?
That actually meant a lot because I know that my whole journey here as a Spark has been really just complicated, and just everything just seems like it's just not meant to be, or just really difficult. And just hearing that reassurance, even when we're down, it meant a lot. It meant a lot to me.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet.
Hey, Arella, kind of sticking with that theme, how much confidence did that give you going out in the second half, that talk with Coach Fish?
It kind of I think I just stayed in the same zone, really. I wasn't, ecstatic about it. I was happy that, things were going well and we were heading towards, cutting the lead down. And that's really all I was focused about. I was really trying to nip away every possession. I think just looking at the long term, it has confused me a lot, and just, focusing on the end goal where I want to be instead of just focusing on the process. And I think just staying in that process today helped me a lot with just finding a little rhythm in the game today.
Go to Ryan Witter with LASparks.com.
Hi, Rella. I was kind of sticking with the same theme, I guess. Obviously, it was just you were one of the played one of the key roles down the stretch in getting the game back to within 1 point. And obviously, you've had some games recently where you haven't played as much. So just kind of, what was it like for you to kind of really prove yourself out there tonight and show that you can, be out there and play with people like Jewel Lloyd and Brianna Stewart and giving her a rest?
It meant a lot because Jewel Lloyd, I really do look up to her. She's one of my favorite players in the league, and being able to guard her and have some good possessions against her, it was just really fun. It was reassuring, as I keep repeating, and it provided momentum to my team, which was the main thing. Just going out there and not taking it, just playing basketball, really. That's like Fisher says all the time, just go out there and play basketball. And I think I did that. I wasn't focused on possessions. I wasn't focused on score. There was plenty of times I didn't even know what the score was today. I was just really just going possession by possession today, and trying to just channel in every moment.
Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Arella. Just sort of building off that, this is a really good team that you guys are playing against tonight. And I'm just curious how you managed to be at your most successful against a team this good.
I'm a person who likes to rise to occasions. I'm all about timing. I'm all about God's timing. And, I was put in positions to rise to these occasions. I'm not really afraid of moments because I put the work in. And that shows when you need it the most. And I thought it showed up, like even just without a little scoring, just like certain basketball plays, like certain IQ plays. That's what I was really most proud of because I showed a lot more than, having to have the ball in my hands all the time.
Time for one more tonight. We'll go to Gabby Jucharmi with the LASparks.com.
Hey, Arella, thank you so much for joining tonight. Just want to ask, what was Coach Fisher's message to your team at halftime? You guys were down by as many as 17 points, and you came roaring back in the second half. What was his message to you guys as you were coming out of halftime?
Win the quarters. They killed us that first quarter, and when we started the second quarter, our goal was to win that quarter, and we take it from there. Literally take it from every quarter. And control the controllables. I think there was just some good things that we went into halftime, good momentum coming out that we could build off of. And I thought we did that. We got the lead down to at least one. And, we're getting better. That's really it. We just got to keep building. That's really the main thing.
Thank you so much for joining media. Thank you, Arella, for your time.